Good morning. My name is Mark Brudden. I'm the Operations Section Chief for CAL Fire Incident Management Team 3, and I'll be doing the operational brief for the Dixie Fire for August 25th. Working in our Westwood sector from the west to the east, the west side of the sector is all looking very good. Continued just some patrol status, some calls for service along a lot of the areas that have been repopulated. Nothing of significance there other than that. Moving over to where you see the Duffy Group, continued heavy mop-up within this area, a lot of heavy fuel loading and so forth, so continued heavy work there. The rest of it is getting blackened in and good. Along the 36, where it shows some red, we actually have very good depth with our mop-up, so that is actually going to be turning black here real soon. So that's going to be very well controlled and no factor to any sort of spread towards Susanville. Moving over to Janesville, again, really good success with Janesville. We've gotten that all buttoned up, even though you see some red here. We're just still in a heavy mop-up phase, making sure the hot spots are all taken care of, and soon this will all be blackened in both sides, whether it be Janesville and all the way towards Milford. And then all the homes that are along the 395 corridor doing tactical patrol, mop up around those structures, make sure there are no hot spots. So we're gaining an upper hand in that area. It's just going to be quite a bit of work as in that heavier fuel type, but we are making significant progress. North of 36 into our Lassen sector, probably the most active part of the fire right now that we have left within the west zone. So right in the Mill Creek Plateau, that's been worked very heavily, really good line around that. We have contingency line, secondary line, and it's just a matter of just getting that mopped up. And we have crews in there doing that. Within this pocket, again, very difficult terrain, heavy fuels, a lot of hot spots within there, and that's just going to be a very laborious, time-consuming, time-taking event just to get that all buttoned up. So there are resources in there. They are working hard, and they are working diligently. It's just a lot of work to be done in there, and so they're continuing their hard work. Up as we move into the park, still holding on the Park Highway. However, in the Division Papa area where it goes and exits the park, had some significant spotting and some runs. That has gotten spotting outside of the park, just above Division Quebec. We had our firing operation that we were able to check up down to this point over the past number of days. Been mopping that in, and now, unfortunately, we have some spotting above that. So we've had to regroup, reconsolidate, and start putting lines above and finding those spots and taking those out. So it's backed us up, unfortunately, to go and have to reestablish some lines above that area. So we're doing everything we can to keep that cut off, but so it doesn't impact the Highway 44 corridor. So we're working diligently on that. We're putting our resources there. Right above the park, near below Old Station, we do have some very, very good control lines that we opened up from the Reading Fire. Those are in place. We're in the process of completing a secondary, and then we're putting a third level line there so that we can button that up and keep any sort of fire hooking into Old Station or coming out of the park into Old Station. So we're having a lot of success because those existing lines from a few years ago were easy to open up. We have a lot of equipment up there working. So that should provide a good layer of protection for that community. This is a challenge, and it's going to continue to be our challenge throughout the coming days. Division Romeo, again, still heavy mop-up in there to try to get that finalized and blackened in. Division Tango, same thing, it's looking good, but we are still getting the occasional spot from interior, some of the unburned islands that as we get some of these heavy south flow winds that the meteorologists already said that we're going to see that for the next day or so. Once those subside, that'll help us out tremendously. But that wind push is really creating some activity of our fire that we're still experiencing. We are utilizing aircraft to the best of the most we possibly can with the weather conditions, smoke conditions. With some of this wind, the one good thing is it is clearing some of the air in a lot of this that we can get our helicopters into. Today, we're hoping that we can get some fixed wing in. The air clears better. We are checking that constantly to see if we can get the fixed wing to drop the retardant. Fortunately, we were able to get our helicopters in to help us and are achieving our goals and our objectives. and we're continuing the fight. We do have a reduction of the amount of resources we have with the various other fires, and those becoming a higher priority. We've had to shift a lot of our resources to those other fires. So we are taking what we do have left, and that is dwindling greatly, but we are taking what is left. We are focusing on our areas of greatest priority and putting our resources there to continue the fight. Thank you.